Jonathan Hickman, R.B. Sylvia, Stefana Caselli, and Valerio Schiti reveal some startling new secrets as a surprising new party finds out what Xavier, Magneto, and Moira have planned for Krakoa, complicating the mutant nation even further and putting them right where Nimrod and Orchis want them. Jonathan Hickman once again just comes in and drops the mic, building off things we saw in House of X and Power of X, focusing on Cypher this time round, a character who, ever since the Hickman era kicked off, has gotten one hell of a character redevelopment and push, making him an integral part of this grand plan Xavier and Eric have. Not only does Hickman recontextualize a lot of the early stuff we saw, but we actually get to see some more stuff, specifically Cypher spending time on the island before Krakoa was even considering bringing the mutants on board. It was interesting to see that time and see him actually bond over the island with Warlock, and Warlock actually has a pretty important part to play, being that he's kind of the food source for Krakoa in those early days before mutants actually came, and because of that we learn that Krakoa is got this huge biomechanical machine inner sanctum under the island that Cypher and Warlock can use to spy on everyone in the island. It could be a red herring, but this is absolutely built into the overall machine versus mutant storyline we've seen in the future of the X-Men books, with Hickman alluding to stuff that happens with Nimrod and Orchis, who this issue also get a big push with a reveal that upends a lot of the stuff we know about Orchis as well, and I for one am thoroughly looking forward to that being expanded upon in the final issue of this series, as well as when we head into Destiny of X. R.B. Sylvia, Stefana Caselli, and Valerio Schiti bring their A-games this issue with some brilliantly rendered character drama, being that that's mainly what the issue is. Their styles complement each other so damn well and lead to the book having a real cinematic feel to it. Inferno issue 3 was an absolute massive issue, filled with so many fantastic reveals that Hickman and his team perfectly flesh out and connect to some of the biggest things that have happened in X-Men history in the last few years, making the wait for the final issue of the series that much harder. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Inferno issue 3 heads years into the past where Xavier drops Cypher off on Krakoa. Glad the mutant likes it there, since he's hoping he wouldn't mind spending some time on the island on his own. Cypher is interested in the man's plans, being shown Xavier the grand plan of a mutant home for mutant people, created and designed for their society. Douglas finds that rather ambitious, asked how long it will take, so Douglas says he'll probably need to build an interface with the island and unknown ecosystem, so maybe a year at most. Xavier likes that idea, tossing him his bag as he leaves the mutant to his work. Douglas worries momentarily about the island eating him as Warlock joins him, unseen by Xavier. Douglas asks his friend if they should trust Charles, and Warlock doesn't want to. Cypher gets to work, and later, after interacting with the island a little bit, he asks it to eat. The island does, biting off a piece of Warlock as he yells in pain. Douglas is surprised by that, asking his friend about his pain level, but Warlock knows that he is fine. Douglas explains to the island that Warlock is getting ready to expand by eating the organic material on the island, and in return, the island will be able to feed on these newly grown pieces of Warlock. The island agrees, and Douglas knows that things will change eventually if everyone comes there to live, and he doesn't want to tell everyone of their workaround, knowing this is enough for a short-term solution. He asks his new friend how he feels about having a bunch of mutants living there, as 1 month later, Xavier's rebirth of the Cuckoos is a success, and Cypher is amazed it actually worked, asking Krakoa again how it feels about 1 million mutants living there. A month later, Douglas explains to Xavier and Eric that now that they have enough mutants living on Krakoa, the island feeds without harming them or going dormant, and Krakoa not needing to preserve energy to survive is resulting in it flourishing, and with it, they have solved 2 of their biggest problems. Douglas shows them the habitat flower, planting it and allowing it to grow a building for one of the mutants, knowing that that solves the housing crisis. The other problem the island solved was transport and how to get mutants to the island, showing the 2 mutants the gateway flower. 4 months ago, Cypher delivers some new plants to Beast, not knowing what they do, but he and Krakoa did everything Beast said. Beast asks methodically if he actually used the bodies he provided, and Cypher confirms he did all as Beast specified, making Hank know that these flowers have so much potential. Cypher leaves Beast to his potential war crimes as 2 months later, Douglas tells Krakoa and Warlock that Xavier is going to announce them to the world very soon, asking how they feel. Warlock knows that his friends are happy and perhaps he was wrong to doubt Xavier, and Krakoa is happy as well. Cypher wants to believe in what they are doing, but everything he has seen over the years has ground him down, and they are going into this blind. He shows the team a different flower, one that they will give to the mutants and they will see it as a place to keep their secrets, but they don't know what it will be able to do, and that Cypher will be able to hear all of the secrets and know everything Xavier and the other mutants are potentially hiding. 2 days ago, Xavier and Eric meet with Moira, who rants about wanting Destiny killed and burned before she ruins the plans. Under the island, Krakoa has absorbed a lot of Warlock's parts, creating a techno-organic cave where Cypher hears what Xavier, Moira and Eric are plotting, unhappy with their lies. At the White Palace, Destiny and Mystique meet the Cuckoos, telling them that they wish to see Emma, but they say that they were actually summoned, not requested, and there is a difference. Destiny is told who the Cuckoos are, but they think Mystique misunderstands who they are, since they are a singular being, testing out individuality and not caring much for it. The women are told to head inside as Mystique gets catty with the heroes, wanting to know who wears what outfit on what day. Destiny wonders if they are aware who she is and what she sees when she looks at the Cuckoos. Destiny says that 2 of the women will fall in love, 3 will not, and 1 will be changed forever, severed from the rest of them, and 1 will never recover. Women ask who will be getting what, but Destiny refuses to elaborate on which one, knowing it doesn't matter, since they're all the same to them. The couple go to see Emma, who explains her rather eventful last 24 hours and how it involved the women. She tells the couple about the meeting she had with Eric and Xavier and how they revealed that Moira McTaggart is still alive. Mystique and Destiny know that she is actually dead and she can't be resurrected since she isn't a mutant. Emma knows that Moira has been alive this entire time, working with Charles and Eric in secret, and she is a mutant. Destiny finds this disconcerting, asking how Emma took this news, but she feigns like she took it well, but Mystique knows the woman better than most, since the men lied to her and she still thinks that she took it well. Emma shows them what she saw, which was Moira being killed by Destiny and Mystique. Raven demands to know what this is, but Irene doesn't know, knowing that there is a hole in the world shaped like a person, but inside the hole is darkness and oblivion, and that person is Moira, and she is terrified of her. Emma reiterates that this was one of their past lives, and that was Moira's power. She knows that Moira could erase everything they have made in an instant, while she gets to keep going until she is satisfied with what she wants. Mystique refuses to lose what she has gained, and Xavier, Eric and Moira need to be stopped. Irene tells Raven that Emma isn't offering help, she's just pulling the strings just like Charles and Eric. Emma knows that she will never side with Mystique, but she isn't with Xavier either, so she does this all alone like she's always done. Raven thinks that she is sitting it out like a coward, but Destiny thinks that she is not done and has some gifts for them. The next day at Moira's safe house, the woman returns home, leaving the house where she is immediately surrounded by Orchis' men, who arrest her and take her to the node at Terra Verde, as later at the house of M, Eric meets with Charles, who tells his friend he doesn't get tired of the responsibility like Eric thinks he does. Eric knows that he's always been at ease with the hard decisions, but he's actually talking about the voice he hears at night that whispers to him about how none of this will end and there'll be no victory for them. Charles doesn't believe that, and Eric believed that once, but he's not sure anymore as he puts on his helmet, saying that the worst part about this is Xavier convinced him that he was right. Xavier is convinced that they will win and things will be different when they do, wanting Eric to at least agree on that with him, but Magneto wonders what does it matter since they are just 2 mutants in millions. Xavier knows they still have control, but Magneto knows that he actually doesn't since Emma saw right through them and knew immediately that they were lying to her. Xavier is suddenly overcome with a pain as he sees Moira in pain somewhere. He tells Eric to find her, finding that she is on Terra Verde at the Orchis node. At the Orchis Forge, Omega Sentinel tells Nimrod there are some things far more valuable than remaking the Mother Mold, as Nimrod reveals that he knows the woman isn't from their timeline, knowing that she hid it well, but he really wants to know where she is from. The cyborg reveals that she is from the future, explaining that her human host Karima Sapande originally achieved Omega Synthesis 2 2 years from today, but this was changed after Nimrod was born early and fit for the coming war, so now she is there for him before it was too late. She tells Nimrod in the future she is from, mutants always win, and she reveals that soon the children of the Vault, the post-humanity, will emerge and will threaten to supplant humanity and mutantdom, but eventually they would fall to Krakoa and humanity, having arrived too early, and post-humanity would need to wait its turn. After that, Nimrod was born, but he was a lesser version of the one he is now, but he was still a great machine. His birth didn't go unnoticed, and Nimrod was sent back in time to fight mutantdom in its infancy, but this too failed, and Earth and the Sol system was lost to both the humans and the machines. Machines soon though unleashed the Dominions, the machine gods, and mutants fought back with the Phoenix Blade and celestial powers to kill the Dominions, save for a single one, the Trickster Titan, who downloaded Omega Sentinel and pushed her through a black hole in time to infect and overwrite the previous version of the woman who lived in the past. She knows she closed her eyes in the mutant hell and opened them again here on Earth in all her days of a future past. Nimrod knows that she started Orchis, and Killian DeVoe was installed as her mouthpiece of sorts, having his mind repurposed and reality changed so that he believes that Omega saved him in the future, and together they travelled back in time to change the world and build Orchis. Their conversation is interrupted by an alert from the Terra Verde node, which alerts them to an attack by mutants. Omega doesn't want the creatures to continue to insult them, wanting the ring spun up as Eric and Charles arrive at the node, blowing their way inside, but they find all of the men have been killed. Eric tracks Moira deep into the facility, finding that more people have been killed, and soon they find where she is being kept. Moira thinks about how Mystique and Destiny killed her as the men find that they have been tracking Moira's arm. The tracker was put in as Mystique and Destiny have grabbed Moira, cutting off the arm before escaping, telling the woman that she won't be saved this time. The base's portal text spins up as Charles and Eric are confronted by Nimrod, Omega Sentinel, and all of the Orchis forces.